You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. Okay.
What's going on, you guys? So, finally get to hear from Keith One-Time Thurman. Keith One-Time Thurman finally comes out and gives his thoughts on the fight that's going down this weekend. And he says it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it should be him. Hit that like button for your boy. Give me the HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. Well, Keith One-Time Thurman. We haven't seen Keith since his fight, his return match against Mario Barrios. Prior to that, we haven't seen Keith Thurman in quite some time. Been some years since we really seen Keith Thurman prior to that, but he returned against Mario Barrios in a pretty decent fight, right? Of course, many expected Keith Thurman to stop Mario Barrios, but Mario Barrios proved to be more resilient than Keith Thurman thought. But Keith Thurman, right? A lot of fans been expecting or wondering, should I say, what is Keith Thurman going to do next? Who is he going to fight? Is it going to be Terrence Crawford? Who is it going to be? Are you going to sit around and just wait for Errol Spence Ugas winner? Are you going to go with the WBC? Really, fans don't know what Keith Thurman is going to be doing. You know, he'll come out and say one thing, but you know, fans really don't hold their breath when it comes to Keith One-Time Thurman these days, right? You just can't really take his word for certain. You just don't know what this guy's going to do. You know, he comes out, he comes and goes every once in a while. So, you know, you never really know with Keith Thurman, right? You never truly know. But he says this here about the Spence and Ugas fight, right? Because, you know, in an alternate timeline, right? It would have been Keith Thurman fighting Errol Spence for these belts. But the way Keith Thurman handled things over the past years and with injuries and things of that nature, Keith Thurman really just missed out on a big opportunity, especially the fight with Manny Pacquiao. But this is what he had to say. He says, if Ugas and Spence are to fight, it's frustrating. Because one of the only reasons why any of that has manifested is because Thurman has lost to Manny Pacquiao back in summer 2019. None of this would have manifested with a victory over Manny Pacquiao. So yeah, Keith Thurman is really having a hard time coping with the fact that he lost against Manny Pacquiao. And Dennis Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao, right? I mean, is Ugas better than Keith Thurman then, right? You know, because, I mean, let's be honest. Keith Thurman lost to an old Pacquiao too. Pacquiao was old for Keith too. Pacquiao been old, right? He was just a little bit older when he fought Dennis Ugas, right? And he says this. Manny Pacquiao comes back, loses to Ugas, last-minute replacement, but it wasn't a good fight stylistically. Ugas is a very big welterweight, and he had that long reach. He's a Cuban fighter, and stylistically, it wasn't a good matchup. But Manny wanted to put on a show for the fans, and he stepped away from the sport of boxing. I tried to put on my Keith Thurman voice and shit. But now, Ugas is in a better position, holding on to that WBA title that I once had. Getting that fight with Spence should be my fight. Yeah, so he's over there just cringing at the fact that Dennis Ugas, a guy that they probably looked at 3 years ago, like, man, this guy ain't gonna be making it. What are you doing here? Well, now look at him. He's about to be fighting a unification fight against Errol Spence Jr. And now he came out and said he's a very big welterweight. You know, these guys, Spence and Keith Thurman, they've been really downplaying that Pacquiao win for Ugas. You know what I'm saying? They've been really, that's a nice little right hand he's throwing. They really been downplaying that victory for Ugas, man. They low-key been taking shots at that victory like, oh, man, he was old anyway, and, you know, you just a big welterweight, and you were supposed to win, and, you know, all that, right? Then he says this. So that's why it's very important for Thurman to come. He talking about himself in third person. So if it sounds weird, this is exactly what I'm reading from this guy, right? I mean, he's talking about himself in third person. And what did I tell you guys about these dudes that like to talk about themselves in third person? That's when they really feeling themselves. Oh, they on top of the world. He says this. So that's why it's very important for Thurman to come back this year. It's very important to come back strong so I can make a statement and show them, with or without a belt, I'm one of the greatest welterweights in the welterweight division today. End quote. That's what Keith Thurman had to say. So he's looking to come back, right? But who are you going to come back against, Keith? You didn't mention Kumite Crawford, man. He ain't got no opponents, man. Right? Terrence Crawford ain't got no opponents right now, bro. Who you fighting, Keith? That's what your boy Bushido wants to know. Who is you gonna fight, Keith? Kumite Crawford's available. Why don't you go ahead and fight with him? Then when it can fight the Spence Ugas winner later on in the year. How come we can't do it like that? What you doing, bro? what's really going on with boxing, you guys. I'm gonna start cooking real soon once I find out what's really going on behind these scenes. I'm gonna sit back and wait for now, right? I'm gonna be diplomatic and be cool for now. But once after this weekend strike, we go really see. You know what I'm saying? But she don't come out again, you know. But that's what Keith Thurman had to say. He said it's frustrating that it's not him unifying the division with Errol Spence Jr. He's hating on you, Dennis Ugas, you know, and Keith Thurman. I mean, hey, that's what happens, bro. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.